Yo, I'm back. I just wanted to make a video real quick. Not real quick, it's not gonna be real quick. It's probably gonna be a long video. But to speak on a few different things. This will probably be one of the last, if it's not the last video I do in my car, the next video I do will definitely be presentable. I got a package coming, you know what I'm saying? I got a special package I'm gonna put together, make it look more presentable and more dope, you know what I'm saying? But on top of that, before anything, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If not, hey, man, I'm not tripping. If you do, I appreciate you, man, to the fullest. I respect everybody that's showing love and supporting what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Regardless, I'm going to do it anyways. You know, I talk about fights all day with my friends and everybody. You know, they're probably sick of me doing that. But here we go. I want to just talk real quick about Ariel Helwani. He did an interview with somebody, and he was talking about the direction UFC's going as of lately, you know, with the new WME, IMG owners and stuff like that. And he was talking about the direction could be troubling, which I kind of agree with. I've kind of been, basically what he said in that interview is everything I've kind of been saying from the get when I saw, you know, how things are going now, and with the fighters and the fights that are happening, you know, all the interim title belts, all the what do you call it, most popular fights that I guess they're trying to make happen, that, you know, the interim belts and the popular fights, they sell, you know, or it helps the sales, I should say. But I don't think it's the best for the sport. You know, because when you're a fighter, say you're ranked 10, let's say you're ranked 10, you beat a couple people, now you're ranked 2, 3, and you're at that spot. You just did what you're supposed to do. You got to the top ranks, and then they might pass you up for somebody ranked 7, 8, or 9, or even lower than that, like the Dan Henderson and Michael Bisping fight, where he was ranked, I think, 13, 14, and he got the title shot. I understand that's Dan Henderson. I wasn't mad at that because it's his last fight. He's fighting for the title. The only title he's never had is the UFC title. So I couldn't hate on that. But at the same time, it kind of shits on the fighters that are ranked 1 that worked, you know, extremely hard to get to where they're at, you know, and they just get passed up. Like, for instance, the TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz rematch that should have happened. Cody Garbrandt jumped a bunch of things, which is dope. I think Cody Garbrandt's dope, but at the same time, man, if you got to stick by ratings. It shouldn't be a popularity contest, and fights should happen by what the fans want, but at the same time, you have to stick to the rankings, because these fighters are what's the point of rankings if we're not going to follow them? If you're ranked number 1 and you get passed up by a number 7 guy, you're probably feeling like, well, what the fuck am I doing? What am I winning these fights for? You know what I mean? And and fighters have a short window of time to excel, you know what I'm saying? So if you're on a 3-fight win streak, I mean, it's gonna come to an end eventually, you know what I'm saying? So you might lose your next one, and then you were ranked 1, you lose that fight because someone skipped you to get the title shot. So you're like, man, I want to stay active, I want to beat the best, so I'm gonna fight the next person. You might lose that fight, boom, now it shoots you down some, when in fact you should have not dodged the fight, but you could have not taken it and taken the Tyron Woodley route and waited, and he did it right. But I mean, at the same time, you shouldn't have to do that. You should get the shot no matter what. If you're ranked 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying, and they give you the belt shot for that, that's the way it should work. You know, these new owners are trying to just make this money back. You know, they're trying to make the $4 billion debt that they're in, you know, or it might not be $4 billion, but it's something up there extremely high. So they're trying to make the most popular, exciting fights possible, so they can get this money back and make the most sales. But it's fucking it up, because fighters, like, and with why are their rankings in order if the number 1 guy is not always going to get the title shot because he's not a sell, because he doesn't talk? Fighters are starting to take the counter route of talking shit, trying to hype things, and I get it. It's dope. I love the shit talking. I do, if it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's an authentic shit talking or beef that's authentic and it's real, I love it. But if you're going out of your way to talk shit, to try to hype yourself and hype the fight up, and it's corny to me. That's super corny. It's like, I don't think you should have to do that. The talent speaks for itself. To me, I'm a fan, of all fighters. I don't care if a fighter, like, let's say, for instance, Anderson Silva. He's not a shit talker at all. And he hasn't been winning all his last fights either. You know what I'm saying? But I love seeing him fight just as much as I love seeing Conor McGregor fight or Cody Garbrandt fight. That you don't have to talk shit. You could sit there in silent and not answer a question, not a single one. And I'm going to respect you and love to watch you just as much as I would to watch someone that's authentically talking shit and is witty with clever lines, such as Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? And Conor definitely changed the game with that. He changed the narrative of where the sport is going, because everybody feels like in order to get these big fights, you have to talk shit. And then when you get these big fights, if you win, now they feel like you're in a position to try to do a Conor move and jump to get a huge title, another title shot at another weight class, or do something else. And I mean, it's cool. I respect it all if that's what you want to do. But at the same time, it's like, you just do what you're here to do. I know you want money. I know you're not probably getting paid as much as, well, you're definitely not getting paid as much as Conor. But the problem I have with what these new owners are doing is, like we saw what happened. Ronda never progressed. She stayed kind of the same fighter. You know what I'm saying? And she started dabbling in Hollywood and the Hollywood lifestyle. And this is even before the new owners came. But it's like, if you're a fighter, you got to put 100% to just your fighting. You can do the Hollywood stuff after and all that stuff. I know you probably don't want to turn down that money, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like if WME, IMG just paid the fighters what they deserve, you wouldn't have to give them these movie roles. That's why it's like very contradicting and hypocritical for me or kind of contradicting for me to hate that fighters step out of their, like I just saw an interview with Max Holloway over the Super Bowl weekend when he was out there and he was doing it with, what's his name? I can't remember his name, the interview dude. I like him. But somebody got a movie role and stuff. He's got a movie role coming up with 50 Cent and blah, 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 whatever. But, I mean, I get it. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, that they're second, they're like, we'll get you movies and TV roles, and for these fighters, they're like, oh, that's dope, man. I'm going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I get to be in a movie. And it makes sense. But if you just pay the fighters what they deserve, you pay the fighters what they deserve, all the fighters get a nice check. You know what I'm saying? They won't be wanting to take these movie roles because they're going to try to excel the best that they can in the fight game. You know what I'm saying? So when you're giving when these offers start coming up, like Max Holloway, because he's the interim title holder for the featherweight division, when these movie roles come up, or when he gets that belt, all of a sudden these movie roles and stuff pop out the woodworks, like, oh yeah, we got movie roles and TV show roles for you. And he's like, hell yeah, I'm going to take it. I want to get paid. But I guarantee you, if he was making the money that he should be making in the UFC just for fighting and from Reebok, you know what I'm saying? If Reebok upped the ante up and paid these motherfuckers what they deserve, they wouldn't be taking these roles. They'd be like, push that to the side, I'm getting bread. They would be like, I'm making money. But the reason I think they're taking these fucking roles and these movie roles and these stupid ass shits is because they're not getting paid what they deserve. So they're like, I got to get the money while it's good right now, which makes sense. This is why I'm back and forth with it, because it bugs me that, I love watching these fighters. I just think they need to make a lot more money. Like, I get it. The company sold for $4 billion. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. And now the fighters are going to be making even less because they got to pay this tab back, you know what I'm saying, to get right. So it's very frustrating to me, the way these new owners are working and stuff. Like, I get it, they're Hollywood dudes, and that's the field they're in, is Hollywood and the movies and all that celebrity shit. But guess what? We're not dealing with Hollywood. We're dealing with fighters. These are fighters. These are not celebrity. I mean, they could be considered celebrities, but these are not Hollywood actors. This is not what they're here to do. They're here to fight the best, be the best, win the best, win the gold, get paid. You know what I'm saying? So if you just pay these fighters what they deserve, you know what I'm saying? I feel like these movie roles and shit wouldn't exist. You can do that after. You know what I mean? Like, it just bugs me. It just bugs me that, that they don't get what they deserve. Not only that, when they get to the top, they're like, oh, we'll give you these movie roles. And it's like, so you want these fighters to be the best and sell the best, but then you want to give them a distraction so they can lose. And it's like you're your own worst enemy. You're becoming your own worst enemy, because when these fighters get to the top, they're like, yeah, we did everything to get to the top. We fought, we whooped ass, we dominated, we got the belt. Boom. WME IMG is like, hey, here, take this movie role. Now you get distracted. Now you're 1 foot in, 1 foot in the movie, and you're not fully dedicated to the fight game. When the other person that's fighting you is is um is you know, could be 100% because he doesn't have those movie roles. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes your focus off on the fight game. And I don't agree with that. I don't like that at all. I just think you just need to up the ante, pay these fighters what they deserve. Don't distract them. Why are you going to distract your top fighters with stupid-ass movie roles? Of course they have the right to turn it down, but will they? Are they getting paid enough money to turn down the money for the movie roles? Probably not. Most likely not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what bugs me. It frustrates me because I'm a super fan and I want to see all these people win. They deserve boxer money, man. This is the highest level of combat sport period, of self-test, fighting. It's just the highest level of anything that you can be at, and they deserve boxer money. And the boxing money's not there, but UFC has enough money. They make enough money to where they can still, the promotion can still win, but the fighters get more. Like in boxing, the promotions get less, the fighters get the most. It needs to be like that in the UFC. It's at a point right now where a lot of money is being made, but the fighters are still seeing the same amount that they've been seeing for a long time. I mean, it is going up. Of course, it is going up. I remember back in the day when GSP was making like $500,000 a fight plus pay-per-view, maybe get a couple mil. I don't know, but like we're past that, man. If they just paid the fighters what they deserve, man, these movie roles and shit wouldn't have to happen. These distractions wouldn't have to happen. Everybody would be focused purely on fighting, and that's what we like. That's what we're here for. This is what the fans are here for, to see fights. You know what I'm saying? They put all their eggs in one basket all the time with Conor. You know, when there's a bunch of dope fighters, like if you're a pure MMA fan and you like, dude, there's so many people that I could see that can be stars. Whether they lose, whether they win, you can still be a star. Khabib could be a star. Tony Ferguson can be a star. Wonder Boy can be a star. Woodley is a star. You know, these are all people. Rock Holt can be a star. Chris Weidman's a star. Even in the smaller divisions, Demetrius Johnson's been champion for a long time. Push him. Give him a push. He's a badass. Joanna's a badass. Rose Namajunas is a badass. Valentina Shevchenko is a badass. Amanda Nunes is a badass. Holly Holm is a badass. But you see, they put their eggs in one basket. Why not put your eggs in both baskets and push both fighters, and then let them do the marketing to get boosted up, and it all works. Now if you lose one star, you're not like, oh shit, now what? We don't have any stars. Now they're scrambling around because Conor's saying he's not fighting anybody unless it's Floyd. And I mean, if you just give everybody the same push, and I mean, you can push certain people more, but just give everybody a push. Like Jorge Masvidal has been fighting for a long time. He's been whooping ass for a long time. He loses split decisions and shit like that. But like, you can see finally now he beat Cowboy, who's got to push. Cowboy's going to beat Cowboy regardless. But now they're like, oh, he jumped from 12 to 5. Now he's 5. And I'm not sure if they're trying to get him out of the rankings, or if they're giving him an extra push. You see, like, because he's up there, and now they're like, we're going to throw Damian Maia at him. And I feel like either, like, Damian Maia could be a star. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the baddest men on the planet. Like, he will strangle the shit out of you. You know what I mean? And that people will be like, oh, he's boring. Well, if you think he's boring, like, you're just not an MMA fan. You're a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? Which is nothing wrong with that. But guess what? Like, dude, MMA is everything. It's not just fucking boxing. It's not just kicks and kickboxing. It's fucking wrestling. It's grappling. It's jiu-jitsu. It's Muay Thai. It's everything all in one. So if you don't appreciate someone like Damian Maia, man, you need to get out of this sport and not even fuck with it. Because, dude, watching him fight, yeah, it might not be the most exciting if it's stand-up, because he's taking his time. He's waiting for that one opening, and that shit is beautiful to me. When someone like Damian Maia is waiting for an opportunity to take you down and strangle the shit out of you, and not only that, he'll throw a punch when needed, like, it's like basically a distraction. You know what I'm saying? That shit is beautiful. I love that fight just as much as I love a bang out war. I love transitions and I love watching people grapple. It's just beautiful artwork to me. It's like, man, like you need to appreciate it. I think people just need to appreciate stuff like that more because when the fans start appreciating people, not just like Conor McGregor, or Cowboy Cerrone and stuff like that. Well, not even Cowboy Cerrone. People just appreciate. People right now are just like they're you just. I'm see how I'm fucking up my words and shit. It just bugs me. It stresses me out. Not doesn't stress me out, but it bugs me that all these fans, they love Conor McGregor because he's loud, he talks shit, and he whoops ass. And I love Conor. I've been watching Conor for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Before the world even knew who, they might have known who he was and heard the name, but I've been watching Conor for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Before he was popping like that, when I saw the come up, I saw the come up because I remember watching he'd be he'd be under on John Jones when at the time John Jones was the top dude, Ronda was the top girl, top star, and they're putting him under, they're putting him on these cards to help, you know what I'm saying? So you could tell where the promotion and the push comes from by where they're placed on cards, on certain cards. They never put Conor on just a regular well, they did way back in the day, but just fans need to jump on and appreciate all these people, man, because there's more than just one, two. Like people keep saying, like, oh, what happens now? All the stars are gone. Conor McGregor's gone. John Jones is gone. Ronda's gone. Where are the stars? They're right in your lap. The stars are in your lap. You got all of them. Dude, these are badass people. Like, man, I love Yoel Romero is a monster. He's a gorilla. He's just, dude, like, that's a star. To me, that's a star. He hasn't even lost in the UFC. He's a fucking star. Jacare Souza, he's a star. That's a fucking star. Who else? There's a bunch, dude. There's a bunch of Michelle Waterson. That's a star. Claudia Gadella, that's a star. Like, dude, these are stars that people need to get with it and fucking realize all the stars that we have in the UFC, dude. There's so many of them, and it bugs me that they only give like one person a push at a time. So then you put all your eggs in this one basket. Now that and you know how all these new booty ass fans are. When someone loses, they're like, oh, they lost. This isn't boxing. You know what I'm saying? Your career, one loss or two loss, 3, 4 losses does not define you in MMA. It does not at all to me. You know what I'm saying? You can get that loss, get back on the fucking horse, adjust, reevaluate, go back to the drawing board, figure shit out, and get on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Dude, there's just so many opportunities and stars that can be out there that can just need a little extra push from the UFC. They're already marketing themselves like crazy. If the UFC just pushes and promotes them the way they should, each one of these people, you're going to have a bunch of stars. So that with the way these new booty ass fans are, if someone loses and they jump off, there's someone right there to help pick up the slack. You know what I'm saying? And it just bugs me. Like, I'm sick of just people only appreciating like who's the most popular. And it's like, dog, this is bullshit. Like, I've been watching fighting in UFC for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And the matchmaking that's happening right now, and it needs to get back to how it was, man. The best versus the best. This is why we love the sport. This is why we appreciate the sport. It's number 1 versus champion. It's number 1 versus number 2, 2 versus 3. It's always the best versus the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't like people having to fight to get their way all the way to the top and then be sitting there at a standstill. They're at the goddamn top. Like Stipe Miocic is fighting a rematch with Junior Dos Santos. I'm not mad at that because that first fight was fucking amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was a war. But here's the thing. Verdum was just about to fight Kane. Whoever would have won that would have got the fight with Stipe, right? Verdum is ranked 1. He's ranked number 1. Verdum is now fight. Who is he fight? I just saw. Verdum is now fighting Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell. I'm not mad at that. Ben Rothwell is a G2. But I'm saying he's not ranked like that. He's not up there. This is a fight that Verdum is taking because he's got something to prove. Like, dang, I just get skipped over by Junior Dos Santos to get to the belt shot. When I was next for the belt, I'm number 1. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go on in this sport that are bullshit right now, and it bugs me as a pure MMA fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do love the popular fights. I do. I love the popular, crazy fights that can happen. But do it every once in a while, because once you keep doing it, now all these fighters feel like, hey man, I want that fight now. I want the popular fight. I want the payday fight. But it's like, yeah, I get it, these payday. But if you do your job and you whoop your motherfucking opponent's ass all the time, anywhere, any place, any day, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get the money. You're gonna get the popular fights. You know what I'm saying? But in order to get that fight, you got to do your job. You got to maintain at top. But when you're someone like Verdum and you're at the top and he beat Travis Brown, whooped Travis Brown, didn't whoop him as bad as Kane did, but he whooped him, and he's number one. What are we doing? Rematch. That's a huge rematch too. You know what I'm saying? He knocked out Verdum for the belt. Stipe knocked out Verdum for the belt, and now Stipe's ranked number one. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna fight Kane. Kane pulled out. Boom. That's automatic. You don't skip Verdum for Junior Dos Santos, who's ranked like 5, and then jump him, and now he's ahead of now he's got the belt shot. What is Verdum doing? So now if Verdum loses this fight to Ben Rothwell, it's for nothing. But if he wins, does he get the next belt shot? I'm wondering. I don't know, because where's Kane come into play? Kane's now going to be like, oh, well, I want to fight. He might want to fight Verdum again. Now Verdum has to fight these 2 fights to get back to the belt. Like, dog, like, that doesn't make sense to me. He was going to fight Kane. Kane pulled out. That's not Verdum's fault. That's Kane's fault. That's them. You know what I'm saying? Now Verdum should be right there at the belt again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, these things don't make sense to me, and I'm just confused on what they're doing. I want to see the best versus the best. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all fighters. I don't care if they get all the fucking popularity votes and shit, man. I love Verdum, man. He's a bad motherfucker. I don't care if half the world don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Verdum's a bad motherfucker. It just bugs me that it's becoming a popularity contest, and they're giving their best fighters their own distractions to distract them from the fight game. And it's like, yo, I mean, of course it's the fighter's choice to be like, yeah, I want that or I don't. I'll pass up on it. I'm fighting. But how many of these fighters want to pass up on that opportunity when they're not making the money they should be making, because it's money. You're turning up money to fight. You know what I'm saying? And windows in fighting is very, very small. So you know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword. I know both sides. I could understand both sides, and that's why I get confused. It just bugs me. It just really upsets me that, a lot of these fighters don't get the push that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? There's so many of them. Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis. Dude, there's just so many light heavyweights. Let's think about light heavyweights. Like, you could just push all these, like Anthony Rumble, Daniel Cormier. Even champion Daniel Cormier doesn't get the push. The only thing they talk to him about is John Jones. Anthony Johnson's a fucking tremendous fighter. He came from welterweight, went all the way up to heavyweight, now at light heavyweight fighting for the title. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, there's so many people that are just in these, and then think about this, they let Ryan Bader go. Ryan Bader was ranked number 5, and not only that, he lost his last, he didn't lose, he had 2 stoppages in his last fight, won them both. And you let your number ranked 5 guy go to Bellator. Or I don't know if it's done yet, but he's going to Bellator. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's ranked 5. He won his last 2 fights by stoppage. That's exciting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It confuses me. I just hope that they get it together. I know everything's fresh and new. They're still in the process of doing all this shit. But it's just, it's frustrating to me. And then tomorrow we got off of all that, it already took 22 minutes of just speaking on that. But tomorrow we got UFC 208 for the UFC history, man. It's UFC history. The featherweight women's title will be on the line, which is dope. I'm excited to see that Holly Holm and Jermaine de Randamie fight. That's going to be exciting. Both of them. It's going to be a stand-up fight for sure, unless Randamie takes Holly Holm. But most likely it'll be a stand-up war. What I'm assuming Randamie is going to win, man. I don't know why. I'm just leaning that way. That Randamie is going to do her thing and get the featherweight belt. And then let me just do this before I go into the other fights. Cyborg. I saw something that Dana White said. He said that the reason she tested positive was due to medicines and stuff like this. It could be, I don't know, but said it's looking good for her. So she might be back sooner than we think. And he said most likely, once she gets cleared and stuff from all this, appeals, and she got to go through probably a whole huge process with USADA and commission. But if that happens and she gets cleared, man, she's gonna fight for the title, the winner of the title, and this is what we've been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Cyborg being able to, become the featherweight champ, because I've been watching Cyborg for a lot of years now, like 10. Shit. Yeah, maybe a little less, but goddamn, and I've been waiting for her to be in the UFC for a long time, and I've been waiting for her to get her opportunity to run it and get the belt, because huge star. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you don't speak English. Huge star to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Like, people think, like, because you don't speak English, you gotta have to, like, nah, man. Purely off talent. Mute the fucking TV. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's purely talent. That's all that matters to me. I only care about the style, the performance. You know what I'm saying? People have bad performances. It makes sense. I mean, shit. You can go to work and work at an office job and not perform well because you're sick. So think about fighting. You know what I'm saying? You go to a desk job and not perform well. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen in fighting? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. So that's dope. Also, Anderson Silva, Derek Brunson. You know what I'm saying? That's an awesome fight. Huge fight for Derek Brunson. Also a huge fight for Anderson Silva, because if he can win in fashion, man, he's going to be right back up there. I think he's ranked 7. I don't know what Derek Brunson is ranked, but I know he lost his last fight to Robert Whittaker. He got knocked out in the first round, I think. Yeah, in the first round. But and then Anderson Silva lost his last fight to Daniel Cormier. And then before that, was before that the Nick Diaz? No, before that was Mike Bisping, well, you know, the controversial shit. And then before that was Nick Diaz. And then after that, or before that, was the Weidmans, you know, those and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be a dope fight. Also, Dustin Poirier is fighting Jim Miller, lightweight. Jim Miller's on a streak right now, man. Jim Miller's got 3 fights in a row that he's won. Dustin Poirier, I think, he's coming off a knockout loss to Michael Johnson. They fought at can't remember when they fought, but it was recent. It was before 205 because Michael Johnson fought Habib at 205, and in that fight, so Dustin Poirier, Jim Miller should be a dope fight. That's gonna be a great fight. And then who else do we got? I can't really remember. I'm winging this all off my mind because I just wanted to just get a bunch out. Because also though, man, I do have I got a dope package, man. I got a plan in here. I know all these videos you just gotta stare at me and watch and shit, which is probably whack. But I got a plan, man. I got a plan. Don't worry. I'm gonna come with some nice setup shit. Don't even trip. This is just the beginning, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning. I got it. I got it all mapped out in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on things. So don't even be mad. I know I haven't made a video either in a minute. I just been doing hella shit. And then I got the Bellator fights is next weekend, so just a lot of things going on, but and I'm going to those, I'm about to witness Fedor Emelianenko fight, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be fucking huge. But yeah, so what else? Who else is on 208? Oh, fuck, what am I thinking? Tim Boetsch and Jacare, you know what I'm saying? Jacare Souza. And this is what I'm saying. Like, Jacare's up there too. He doesn't need to take this fight. Tim Boetsch isn't even. I don't even know what Tim Boetsch is ranked. Tim Boetsch is a scary fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? So Jacare is obviously just fighting probably to get paid and to stay active, because his last loss. I mean, who did he last beat? He beat Vitor, and then before that he lost a split decision to Yoel with all the antics and controversy that, of course, people thought Jacare won. And Yoel's had antics in like his last 3 fights in a row where some shit has happened, and who knows, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that fight, he's fighting Tim Boetsch. Who else is on that card? That dude, Randy Brown, I think his name is Randy Brown. Randy Brown and god damn it, Bilal Muhammad. I might have got that fucked up. But Bilal's fighting, and I know Randy Brown is fighting. But anyways, I can't really remember all the fights. I just wanted to make a video so I could just talk and release all this, because I've been reading and listening to a lot of interviews on what's going on and stuff like that. But 208 is tomorrow, man. People tune in. I will for sure be watching that. And I think that regardless of who wins the Holly and the Rondame, I'm excited because now there's a new division open, you know what I'm saying? So fighters will start going up, which means eventually there will be a 125 women's division, which will be fucking awesome, because there's a lot of fighters that are stuck in between 15 and 35. They come over at 35, or they come under at 15, or over on 15, under at 35, you know what I'm saying? So they definitely need to open up to 25. I've already heard a bunch of girls say they would definitely open or go to 25 if there was an opportunity to do that. So they can have a new champion on their hands, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it's dope, man. I just wanted to make a video because there's a lot of shit going on, and I've been hearing a lot, with this new owners and shit, and I'm just getting a little fed up not fed up. You know what I'm saying? It's just frustrating being a fan and watching the direction that they're going towards. I don't like it. I'm not really digging it. I'm still gonna watch and give them my money. You know what I'm saying? But because I love it, man. I love the fighters. I want them to get paid. I want them to be what they're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I see it in all of them. Not all of them, but most of them. You know what I'm saying? I see it in a lot of, like, these are my favorite people on the planet to watch. Period. I don't give a fuck whether it's Bellator, Glory, fucking World Series of Fighting, UFC, shit. I just love high talent leveled athletes fighting, competing against each other. It's so awesome to me. It's my favorite thing, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to release that. And but yeah, man, I promise you, I got some dope stuff coming, man. I swear to God, cause I got a plan, man. I got a plan, and it's gonna come together. It's gonna take some time, so I appreciate everybody supporting me and showing love, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably bore and sick the shit out of my friends of me talking about fights all the time, because I'm always up on shit. And if I'm not, I got a partner that's always putting me on shit. So if I don't know, he knows. You know what I'm saying? And if he don't know, I know. So it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. Everybody, tune in tomorrow, UFC 208. Forget the Fight Pass app for sure. Just stay tuned, man, and appreciate. I'm telling you, appreciate the fighters for for whatever style that they fight. Appreciate it all, whether it's stand up, whether it's clinching and Muay Thai, whether it's wrestling and grappling and jiu-jitsu. Just appreciate it, man, because we're witnessing something great. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are literally witnessing something great, and I don't think enough people appreciate what is happening right now and watching how much this sport is growing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the direction that we're taking. It will all balance out. Everything will figure the way out, man. And I know it for a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be no WWE shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just tune in. UFC 208 tomorrow. It's a bunch of dope fights. I'm sorry I couldn't go through them all. But I promise you, like I said, man, I promise you I got a dope setup. I got shit coming soon, man. I promise you that. And if it's not next week, it'll be the following week, very early in the week, you know what I'm saying? But for sure, because next week I'm going to those fights, the Bellator 172, Fedor, Emelianenko, and Matt Mitrione, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of ex-UFC fighters over there. Everybody's going to come to witness that shit. So stay tuned, man. I promise you I'm going to do better. I promise you things are going to get doper, you know what I'm saying? And just stay tuned tomorrow, UFC 208. Peace!